Village and Pillage update. In my option, this is the most raw unfinished update in the last few versions. This is noticeable in everything: villages, raids, trade. In this video we will talk about how this update can be changed or supplemented. Let's start with robbery and looting. Personally, I think that raids are quite difficult and interesting. The only thing that bothers me is that in one Sanch raid you can farm 5-6 totems of immersion, when in the mansion there is chance that you will not find them at all. Initially I wanted the summoner to use the totem himself during raids and no, drop it after death, but a better solution was to cut this mob out of raids and instead shove an illusionist. This is better than the first option, in that the mansion will become a more unquiet place and you will go there not only for totems but also to fight this mob, because it will only spawn there. What about the illusionist? You can add some loot from which you can make a potion of blindness. If anything, the illusionist also causes this effect. You also need to make it so that the small villages in already plundered villages grow up into robbers. I saw this idea in a player survey created by the developers. Now I want to talk a little about trade. Despite the fact that it has been changed in terms of gameplay, it is still not very good. To get some top enchantments, you have to stand for several minutes and break profession blocks. This can be diluted with advanced post of robbers, namely, in a cage instead of golems, put librarians with top enchantments. By top enchantments, I mean some new effect unquiet to siege villages. This will complement the system that the developers made a few months ago. The remaining enchanted book can be scattering among other residents. For example, a fisherman sells enchantments for a fishing rod, a toolmaker for a hoe, a shovel, and an axe, and so on. This will narrow the circle and speed up the process of finding the necessary enchantments. When update 1.15 came out, we were given bees, a hive, honey, and something is missing here. This is beekeeper profession. For a villager, the block of this profession should of course be a hive. They can sell everything related to bees, honey and honeycombs. This villager should usually buy scissors, with which you can collect honeycombs, and a bottle, with which you can collect honey. I think everything is logical here. Now let's talk about the atmosphere. All villagers visually just stand in front of their profession block. And is this how they work? I think it won't be difficult for developers to make animations for them. For example, librarians turning pages on a lectern, or a fishman fishing in nearby water source. This will make the villagers more alive. Now let's talk about the block that hasn't been changed for 2 years, and that's the archer's table. The only thing that comes to my mind is to add the ability to apply effects to arrows, like the cauldron on the bedrock does. Yes, I know, it's not the best idea for this video, so I'd like to know what use you see for this block. Well, the last thing that needs to be changed a little is the traveling merchant. His idea was that he sells things from all over the world, and if you need some material but you're too lazy to travel, you buy it from merchants. It works halfway, because sometimes it's not raid. That's some kind of robbery. Cloth of slime for 5 emeralds? What kind of scam is this? None of these resources are worth more than 1 emerald, so I think it would be nice to lower the price of all this material. You can also add a couple of new things for his trade. One of them is right bush. It looks good as a decor, why not? By the way, you can support the channel with a like and watch this video you are now seeing on the screen. You also write your ideas about updating villages and like the most interesting ones. Well, bye bye.